Hey, what's up everybody? It's GleeCon and I'm back once more with another episode of our little side project, Lore of Final Fantasy. Thanks everybody for joining me today. We're going to continue the journey. Last time we cleared out this pirate town that we're in right now, and we hit level 10. We did some grinding. So the current mission that we're going to undergo today is we've got a ship, we can sail the world, and we kind of need to figure out where to go next. And we've heard whispers. We talked to a witch in a cave who wants us to find her an eye and she'll help us. And we've heard whispers of an elven nation to the south that's in trouble. So stay a while and listen as we continue our journey of Final Fantasy 1 on Lore of Final Fantasy. Alright, so if we look at the side mission, this next part is called the Prince of Elfland. So we're going to go from wherever we're at. I think the Elfland area is down there. If we look at the Elf, it says Elf Kingdom and Mount Duergar. I don't remember where Mount Duergar is, but that's kind of funny because that's almost like Dungeons and Dragons-ish. But we can go visit the Elven Castle and kind of explore that. It does say we can get, once we do this mission, we will get some things from the Elven Castle vault. It says that we have to rescue the prince from the long sleep. To waken him, we will need to help get something from the witch, Matoya. And she needs the crystal lens. So that's what we're going to do right now, is I guess just go make our way down and find that Elven Castle. So here we go. We've got our beautiful ship. And I believe the Elven Castle was to the south, if I remember from our lookings at our map. It's been a couple weeks because of the whole computer crashing fiasco that I had. Maybe we can get by with just a fight or so. Okay, so here is the land to the south. Okay, if you look at this land and you hit these buttons here. Yeah, see, Matoya's cave is up there. So, where we just came from was this area. We sailed down the coast. Dang it. Okay, so there we go. So we sailed down the coast. So if we do go back there, we can go up. It looks like Matoya's cave is... Where was it? Yeah, up there. So whenever we get whatever we need, we've got to go back there, but... Alright. So I think it's south here. Alright, bunch of wolves. We're just gonna fight these wolves like normal. Find out. We've hit level 10. We have some pretty decent gear. Certainly better gear than we might need for just fighting wolves. Well, okay, 20 was a kill, 16 wasn't, so... Good to know. Ow. Taking a few hits here and there. Slash, slash, so he's hitting twice. There you go. He's actually hitting a little stronger than the girl is. Alright. There it is. Okay, so if we look at the Elf Castle first, let's explore. Alright, so what these little elves say? Astos' curse has put our prince into a deep sleep from which he cannot awake. Please, will you not attempt to aid our slumbering prince? Who is Astos? I don't know. Okay, I guess I will. So we've already rescued a... From the first land, we rescued a princess, and now the Dark Elf King Astos stole into the castle and placed a curse on our prince. Then, Astos carted away the castle's treasures. Okay, so I want those treasures. We look at what they were. It is a mithril hammer, probably for a priest. 1,500 gold and some bronze gloves. So nothing like earth-shattering, but solid. A couple solid upgrades. Alright, so that's the... Look, there's somebody out to the side. Let's go talk to them. I think if you hug the edge, you can talk to these people. I've heard rumors of a witch who can brew any potion you could imagine. Let's see. I think her name was Matoya. So we now know that Matoya is where this is at, and we've already talked to her. So what do we do about that? The dwarves live in a cave on the western edge of the Eldean Sea. They're a friendly bunch, so that's Mount Duergar. So now we know that we have the dwarves to go talk to. Western edge of the Eldean Sea, so that's maybe this over here? If this is the Eldean Sea in the middle, which I'm not even 100% sure that that is, then the Dwarven Castle is maybe somewhere there. Okay. Alright. What else do we have here? We've got this inner little courtyard. Nothing to do there. Nice. Okay. There is another dude around the outside I thought I saw up there. Some aliasing happening. Gross. Alright, I guess if you go to the outside, we gotta go a different way. I don't like that. It's gotta be these new graphical settings I have on this new computer. Okay. Got it. Oh, that's the person I already talked to, darn it. Alright, so if we go up inside... Yeah, there's this door. This is the healer. The prince has slept under Astos' curse for 5 years now. There must be some medicine that can rouse the sleeping, but where? So now we know that the medicine probably going to come from the queen, the princess, the witch. The prince just is making Z's happen. Okay, and then they've alluded to the fact that, hey, there could be some treasure in this for you. Alright, so if we hug this other outside, we might be able to talk to one more dude. I saw someone loitering out here. Here is another... The treasure house has been bound by the Mystic Key. We don't have that yet. And they say the same thing. Okay, cool. And then if we go into the town itself, this is Elfheim. So, moving down to Elfheim. To obtain the great weapons and high-level magic spells in Elfland, you'll need lots of gil. East of Elfheim is a place where ogres appear frequently. The combination of ogres and creeps in this area is great for building up your levels as well as earning gil. Battling ogres can wear you down, so stay close to an inn. Alright, so we will be doing that to get everything that we need. Alright, so we can find level 3 and level 4 magic, excellent items. We can talk to all the elves. It says make sure of the spells that you get Cura, Fyra, Diara, and Thundara as well, so that's 2 each. There are poisonous creatures, the asp and arachnid. The level 4 spell Poisana. And it says purchase some tents if you have some extra money, which we will not. Alright, so we're going to need Cura, Diara, and Poisana, as well as Fyra, Thundara, and one of the extra ones as we go. Meanwhile, someone will mention another castle, a spooky castle to the northwest. So it says you might as well head there while you're leveling and earning money just to check it out. It says that we will talk to someone there who will ask us to do a kind of a side mission, which again we would not jot down in our notebook. And then we will actually do this side mission before we do anything else, which is the Marsh Cave side mission. So that's cool. Before we get going also, hey, let's check out a couple of the other things. We're going to finish today looking at the alternate versions of this, and maybe we'll continue finishing the descriptions from the guide. I hope to do that stuff today. Alright, so there's a delisted version on iOS, Android, and Windows. I actually own that version, but it's probably downloaded on, I think, on my old phone. I don't know if I still have it. But I could like pop open one of my old. Actually, I don't think I have an old phone anymore. I don't know. I can't find it. I was looking for it the other day, and I cannot find it. But this was a mobile port of the 20th anniversary edition, which is what we're playing right now. It does have some touch control. I've beaten the game on it. It did take away the ability to change color of the windows. Who cares about that? I also took out the art gallery, and took out the Soul of Chaos and Labyrinth of Time things, which are on the PSP version that we're playing right now. Music quality is reduced. There is a bug on the HP and MV values. When gaining a level increase on minimum values, so you're weaker, so it's a harder version. That stinks. And there is a phone status indicator on the screen, such as time, signal, Wi-Fi, battery. And there are achievements. What are some of the achievements? Oh, that's cool. So they gave some achievements which we won't have. One called Cross That Bridge, which is that intro bridge. If you strike it Lich for defeating the Earth boss, the Lich. Marilith Ever After for defeating the fire boss Marilith. Airborne for acquiring the airship. Get Kraken for defeating the water boss, the Kraken or Kraken. Lay out the Tiamat for defeating, I guess, the wind boss Tiamat. Chaos and Disarray for defeating the final boss Chaos. Monster Mash if you defeat 100 monsters. Monster Mayhem for 1,000. And Monster Massacre for 10,000. Globetrotter if you go into every castle and town in the game. 10k if you make 10,000 steps. 10% Gillionaire if you get 100,000 gil. Half-minute Hacker if you complete that puzzle we did within 30 seconds. We did that on the last episode. Mech Love Not War to defeat the War Mech, like random elite, rare elite. Soul of KOs if you complete the Soul of Chaos. I thought they said they deleted that. Out of Time if you defeat all of Chronodia's forms, which maybe I'm gonna do, I'm not sure. And Fast to the Finish if you whip the game's butt within 8 hours. So just a neat little list of achievements. Cool. There's only 3 versions of the game left for... Oh, no, there's not. 4, 5, 6. There's 6 versions for us to take a peek at. Only 1 real version. The other are reskins. Alright, let's explore this town, boys and ghouls. Okay, this little elf says, I just don't know what we can do. Please help our prince. Okay. I don't want to stay at the inn because we only did like 1 fight. But here's our inn where we will come stay when things are looking bad. Alright, let's look at the shop prices. I'm just going to look at rather than going into every shop, let's plan it this way. Okay, so 1,000 gil for each white spell. The weapons are significantly cheaper except for the Mithril Sword, which is 3,200 gil. So 1,000 for the black magic, 2,500 for level 4 black and white. There are decent armors, items, and I don't really care that much. But their items are much cheaper because they have tents instead of houses, and the tents are only 160, so way cheaper. And they sell gold needles as opposed to soft potion. So items are just much cheaper, but I'm not going to buy any right now. Alright, so the cheapest thing we can do is look at leather caps. So let's go see if leather caps, iron shields, and helmets for 60 and 80 respectively are worth it at the armor shop. So we're going to skip the weapon shop for now. Okay, what do we got here? This is the... That looks like black magic shop. Okay, here you have a little gravestone. Can I actually look at them? You see a gravestone. You see a gravestone. Here lies Link. That was the Easter egg they said they changed. There's the white magic shop. Cool. Okay, so we have black and white magic. What's this? Oh, this is the church. In case we get some dead people. And who's this person? I am a sage. When the time is right, the future is revealed to me. I shall wait patiently until then, so I guess we come back later. Alright, armor shop. Okay, I already have iron armor. Cool. Copper armlet for 800 each we will be buying eventually. It will be an upgrade for 2, maybe 3 people. Iron shield. That's an upgrade for me. Leather cap, an upgrade for everybody. Alright, so he already has one, so we need 3 of those. And then the helmet, might as well just skip out. Purchase the helmet. So the leather cap is 1 defense, 1 weight. The helm is 3 defense, 3 weight. Yeah, so we're going to buy 2 leather caps, 1 helmet, and 1 iron shield. Okay. These are all pretty cheap options. Okay, so leather shield, I'm just going to go +2 to defense. Great. I finally get a helmet. I lose 3 evasion but gain 3 defense. Worth it. And I have no other options. Okay. For old Gleekon, his leather cap, so 1 defense, 6 evasion. No. He's got leather armor. I think that little bracelet thing is going to be better for him too. Okay, so leather cap for her. And then he already had a leather cap. Alright, so looking at the other items here. The steel plate we don't need, but we need probably 3 copper armlets at 800 each. So let's go look at the other weapons before we get into that. The non mega sword weapon. Alright, so the nunchaku we don't need. The dagger would be an upgrade for... Do I already have one? No, I have a knife. Which actually isn't better. Alright, so dagger upgrade for him. Cool. So that's not bad. So we switch over to a little dagger from a staff. +1 attack and +10 accuracy. Nice. Now Glebo's gonna start shanking fools. The crozier is a staff with an iron ring. I don't know who would use that. It's worse for my dude. But it is, but yeah, it's a 14 attack, just a straight worse. The saber is a long sword made for piercing. Oh, I don't see the other weapon. So it's actually worse. Okay. Yeah, like if I look at my saber versus broadsword, oh, just worse across the board. Okay, but if you look at it for him, it's 3 points of attack minus 5 accuracy. It's fine, I'll take it. Okay. Now, is the saber the other option that I looked at? Why is the mithril sword not for sale? So that's weird. It doesn't have... I didn't see any mithril sword. Yeah, where's that at? So it said mithril sword was available, but I didn't see no mithril sword. Why are they janking me on that? You jerks. We will need the Mystic Key at some point. Yeah. I don't know what the heck. Maybe after I revive the king they'll sell it, but there's no stinking mithril sword. I don't see anything there. Okay, so now it's about that equipping people with the armlet. Do I have enough to buy one? I don't know, let's find out. But then it's gonna be grinding for magic. So I might as well go talk to the guy in the cave. Alright, so I can afford 1 copper armlet. Okay. So if we put it on him, it's just +7 evasion, so it is better. So even though that's a kind of a worse thing right now, it's okay. All right, so it is an upgrade for him. All right, and then so we need 2 more of those, so we got to go grind out 1600. So while we're waiting on that, we're gonna go to the northeast, northwest. What did he say? Weapons and armor made of mithril are sturdy and powerful. You should give them a try. You'd be surprised. I would love to, but you didn't actually have any for sale for me. If the prince does not awaken, there will be no elf king. We will be at the mercy of the dark elf's evil power. Okay. All right, Labyrinth. In a journey I once took to the west, I wandered into an ancient castle. Not a soul could be found inside, and the whole place gave me the creeps, so I got out as fast as I could. Oh, there's a little something over here. Oh, this is the other secondary magic shop. Our prince was meant to become the elf king, but what will happen now? Yeah, because there are 2 magic shops. Okay, another sage that says they will wait patiently for whatever, their life to get better. Maybe you need mithril from the dwarves. Maybe that was a lie. I don't know why I couldn't actually shop that. All right, so if we look at the map, maybe that's the elf castle to the northwest. I don't freaking know. Yeah, the Elfheim and Elven Castle. Alright, let's get underway. I'm gonna just walk around and explore. Okay, some ghasts. I don't remember these guys being particularly hard, so we're gonna come with some regular. I think they could petrify. Okay, so about 50 life. Ouch. Not quite. 50 wasn't quite enough. Okay, 65 is enough, so maybe closer to 60. Okay, he was hanging on by a thread. Ooh, 500 gil for that. Okay, so that's not much of a grind. That's not bad. Okay, nothing to the south there. Alright, werewolves. I think these guys could poison us. Let's start using magic. Let's do fire on a werewolf. Ow, you jerk. Brah! Only 40? Trash. We need more stronger magic. We need more stronger magic. Ow, stop. Why is it... Why do they keep going after... Oh, he regenerates. Ow. She missed. What a piece of trash. Go back home. Oh yeah, shank him with that little knife. Oh. Get your regeneration behind out of here. 3 hits. Okay, 181 in a potion. Alright. Just exploring. There's that big ol' ogre. What should we do? Let's try putting a blizzard on him. Okay, 40 life, so his armor's high. 49. Cool, I tanked it. 60, 75 damage. Magic's where it's at on those guys. Only 200 gil, they're not that great. Okay, so we're in this, like, wooded valley. So far, I'm not really seeing a lot. Warg wolves. Let's try some fire on these guys. Okay. Ouch. Okay. Ugh. Actually hits pretty good. Oh. Gotta do some healing after this fight. Oh. Actually, that wasn't that bad. Okay. That's right. We will shank you. Okay, one warg wolf. Good. I tanked it. 900 damage. Woo. That was not a lot of. So those zombies were where it was at. All right, let's get some cure. Good. All right. Ooh, that was like 2 steps when they were ready to fight me. Ooh, Gigas worms. Okay. The blizzard was pretty effective on that ogre. Okay, we took a Gigas worm down. And I tanked the ogre again. That ogre has like this nasty little grin. Now let's go all in against the ogre. Oh, keep doing that. Ow. Oof. How do you like that 4 damage, you pathetic worm? Good. Okay, not too shabby. Alright, so coming down this way, that's nothing. Alright. Okay, so we can go up. How is this? Alright, so if we stay down instead of over. A preemptive strike. I like it. Oh yeah, crit. Darn it. He's gonna rejuvenate. Die, Goblin Guard. Alright, so we are... This is not that bit of a pack, especially if they don't actually rejuvenate. I mean, if they don't actually poison and those guys just, like, regenerate, that's their special thing. We're getting a decent amount of gold. We're gonna have enough. Alright, so from this side... What is this? What am I even doing? Oh, I'm like working my way down. What is this place? Okay, so that's some weird... Maybe that's like the Earth Shrine. I'm not going there. You know what? Let's look at some stuff. Let's look at this. And let's do a save state in case... something bad happens. So, we were also going through this. Let's look at the White Mage, which becomes the White Wizard. This is the healing person. They can get powerful restorative magic and some offense. So, the pro is they can use all white magic in the game. Life, cure, and harm, which I'm guessing is like a damage to undead. They can use magic to buff the party. They're pretty cheap. They're decent HP and good magic points, and they can revive to full health. They have A+ magic and pretty solid intelligence, but with some meh hit points, strength, D-level hit point strength and endurance, but everything else, agility, luck, damage, accuracy, evasion, that's all like F tier. When upgraded, they can use all white magic, so there must be level 9. Oh, con is low defense and strength. Strength part's not really a problem that much because they can focus on healing, but the low defense can hurt them. Except for holy, they can only hurt undead, so they're pretty much next to nothing against anybody else. They're easy targets, and they have the most limited weapons, even less than the black mage. As a wizard, they can equip a few new weapons. With the version we're playing, they have higher defense and speed. They're much stronger, but they're still the weakest class, and they get much more HP. It says throughout most of the earlier parts of the game, red wizards are better. However, that will cause you to eventually miss out on Curaja and Full Life, which is great on endgame. Um, they are excellent for supporting the other party members, but they themselves are targets. So you'll always be relying on items if you don't have one. They said with Thor's hammer, they can do about as half the damage of a ninja, and they can hurt undead. So they should be equipped with that hammer, the ribbon, the white robe, the protect cloak, and the ring. If you give them a Masamune, they can suddenly be the attack warrior, but we don't have a red wizard. Mind flayers are weak to lightning spells, which the Thor's hammer also lets you cast. Yeah. The white robe also allows you to cast Invisara. That's good. Oh. The white robe offers as much protection as Ruby Armlet. Autocast is not only more valuable, but also allows you to access all level 6 spells. Oh. That's cool. The Protect Cloak gives some extra absorb. And the Protection Ring. So anyway, that's all kind of instant game meta. I mean, end game meta, which is whatever. Sounds like there's some cool options end game that are more equipment related. It's almost like playing Warcraft Classic, which is what we do in our main thing, where it's all about the equipment at the end. Okay, we're going to fight some wargs, and we get a preemptive strike. Love it. Sliced one warg's face off. And then cut hammer. Just a little bit of gold. I have no idea where this stuff is supposed to be. Regular wargs and wolves. Ow. Okay, wasted a good hit on a regular wolf, as one does. Oh, I couldn't even kill a warg with one by myself. Yeah, punched him. Alright, so down to 4v1. That one wolf in real life would run the heck away. I would imagine. I don't know. I've never fought a warg in real life, so... I've never fought a regular wolf in real life. I've tussled with my dog. Does that count? We got a big ol' ogre. His defense is high, so we just have to blizzard him. I guess if we had a... Yeah, their gold is pretty good. Oh, here's the ruined castle, finally. This is the Western Keep. What's this thing? Kiki! Is there mob fights in here? The music's cool. That's another thing we're going to do at some point. We are going to look at the soundtrack to the games. Maybe in the next episode or two. We'll start looking at some of those. Okay, so there's just bats everywhere in this castle. I don't even see anything on the outskirts. And there is that middle section we're going to go to in a minute. So no fights. Fine with that. A bunch of bats just kiki-ing it. Reminds me of the monkey from Legend of Zelda. The door has been bound by the mystic key. Okay. Is there another door? Oh yeah, I see one right there. That must be like a treasure area. Whoops. Okay, let's go look at... Let's go... Alright, here's this dude. I was tricked by Astos, king of the Dark Elves, and now my castle has fallen into ruin. If I could only retrieve the crown from the marsh cave, I'd be able to restore my castle. Might you bring me the crown? Okay, so two things here. One, most likely we'll be able to get some action on that. If we can help him out, maybe get some of those treasures. Well, it says Mystic Key, so probably not. Where are we? And 2, so it was that way up there. Now, I don't know what this is up here. I guess let's continue exploring and just see what our other options are. But 2 kind of shows us what will happen if we don't... Oh, if we don't stop. Oh, these are what they were talking about. I gotta get out of here. Because these are the guys that can... Oh, no! I don't think she can do it. Yeah. Do I have an item? Yeah, luckily I have one. Lame. Okay, let's do a save state. And hopefully we don't get poisoned again. I just wanted to see what was up here. Alright, that's the end of the road anyway. But don't fight one. Okay, good. Whew. Alright, we're going to start heading back to the main base now. Good. Because that will... We can start re-upping. We should be able to get the bands for everybody. As well as... maybe start getting some of the magic. The magic is really going to be where the grind comes from. Oh, I gotta heal up. I mean, we haven't even leveled up once, so... Kind of as soon as I said that. We're now level 11. Glee Man gets 5 HP. He's faster. Tougher. Glee Khan, 2 HP. Faster. Tougher. And better at running away. Gleezy, 4 HP. 5 MP. Faster. Smarter. Tougher. And Glebo, 2 HP, 7 MP. So pretty weak level overall. Give him some goods. Oh, I should have healed him. Alright, so now we work our way back to the castle. Let's go ahead and look at one of these other versions too. Alright, the Nintendo 3DS version is a port of the Anniversary Edition and is included with first print copies of Final Fantasy Explorers, something we might play eventually. I don't even know what that is. I've been making my Final Fantasy sheet to put on these episodes. There's a lot going on. Starting with this game in 1987, I'm up to material to 2005, so I'm still 20 years. I'm like, I guess 06 is about the halfway point from where we're at. Only thing that's different is that it gave 3D graphics in towns and dungeons. That's it. So just a graphical overhaul, which is kind of what we're looking at right here. So we are looking at graphics that are, I mean, really, I guess, no, we're not. This isn't 3D. This is like 2.5D. So I guess the graphics are a little better. Probably like some shading style stuff. Alright, so now we gotta make our way back to town. Try to go spend some money. Yeah, it's gonna be, we're gonna be grinding here for a while because we need money. Alright, so you gotta walk around that lake. I don't know where that marsh cave is at either. Oh, an ogre chief? Don't like that. Get him out, because the ogres have been okay so far. Nice. Okay, so she's useless against the ogre chief. Come on, kill him. Thank goodness. Okay. Ow. Yeah, she can at least do 9 damage against them. Okay. Good. Okay, regular ogres are not too bad. Ow. There we go. There we go, 700 gold. So that's like as much as a bracelet is by itself. Just about 800, I thought. So none's too shabby. Oh yeah. Oh, between the two of them, they still didn't take him down. That means I'm gonna waste a good attack on that. Ah, darn it. Yeah, I don't know why that mithril sword isn't available. I mean, it's by far the most expensive thing, so guess I shouldn't be too sad about it. Those guests were the best thing I fought. As far as money goes. Alright, once we get back to this little town here, there we go. Alright, guys. First of all, let's go to the inn. Why not? Even though I'm not, like, destitute. We have 3,400 gold. So not that good. Now, maybe the marsh cave was that cave to the south that was like a sand pit, but I don't think that it was. Yeah, back at the weapon shop, I don't know why it's not available. Weird. Maybe you have to do something to unlock it. Or maybe there's another weapon shop in the game. It's the church. Oh, there is more up here. No one knows where Astos, king of the Dark Elves, is gone. It's a big open field. Okay. More white magic. Let me out of there. Item shop. Okay. No. Alright, so 2 more of these. That's half my money. Alright, so she can now switch. It gives her 3 more defense and an evasion. Just incremental defense. But theirs is so low, I'll take whatever I can get. Cool. Alright, and then I can buy 1 magic. I need to buy that Poisana, but that might actually be level 1. Okay, I guess we're gonna go black magic with it. Fine. Okay, Alright, so we have Fyra and Thundara. We definitely want that. Fokara lowers the evasion. I feel like that's kind of dumb. Whereas Hold, maybe you could at least weaken them with that. Alright, let's go with... Oh, it's all foes. Ah. Okay, so we got Fyra now. Now I have a hit all move. Nice. Okay, let's save the state there. And let's take a peek at this. Looking at black mages in honor of that. They are the destructive mages. They're great to have because of their spells, but they are super weak. And if you look at their stats, they are the best at intelligence. They have great magic. They actually have decent agility and evasion, and they're D class in luck, but their hit points, strength, endurance, damage, accuracy, all that is very poor. They can originally use up to level 8 black magic. They can hit enemies at once. Most bosses are weak against something they do. They're pretty cheap. And they actually have decent evasion. And if you can give them a cat claw, which is their best weapon, they actually can hit pretty solid with melee. Highest magic in the game. They have very limited armor and weapons, but not as bad as the White Wizard. They have the lowest HP and strength, but they do have a higher magic, like a mid magic defense. And there's a lot of variance in their damage. So, like, you can hit someone with an in-game spell and it could do, like, from 40 to 150. Upgraded, they can use all black magic, including the Cat's Claw. And they got a slight defensive buff in the version we're playing, but they're still super weak. They're not quite as valuable as, like, Wizards and Knights. And you can get these gauntlets, which allow them to cast Thundara. So then even the ability to hit all is kind of weakened, but they can still hit pretty strong with the Cat's Claw. Yeah, they're so strong. Their magic is, their endgame magic isn't good enough that to justify them over a red wizard for a lot of people, but other than that, they just kind of talk about some of the end game gear, but it's kind of a rehash. At this point, we've kind of heard it all. All right, so we still have a lot of grinding to do. So we need 15,000 grinding out for white and black. Here's where the grind really begins for the level 4. Plus, we still need 5. So we need a total of 20,000 more. And that's not even counting if we get the Mithril Sword. So now the grind begins. Yikes. And I don't know why I can't buy that Mithril Sword. I mean, we could Google that real quick. Find out. Final Fantasy 1 Mithril Sword not in Elfheim. See if anybody talks about that. It says it was for sale. It was pretty powerful. I see. So they changed it. You can buy it shortly later by making it to Crescent Lake. Yeah. Alright, so basically, we just can't buy it yet. We will be able to buy it in the next town. No worries. Not a big deal. Like, our warrior is just going to be a little bit more limited on DPS. Alright, now we're just going to be traveling the world. And we should probably get some level out of this grinding. Okay, I don't know if our people will... Yeah. If our people would be able to hang with this, but... Man, her magic points is like half that of the black mage. The white mages. Alright, so I'm going to kind of try to keep an eye. So that was 170 gil, not too shabby. So we already have 1,000. I'm going to go back and buy upgrades every single time I can now. Why not? Oops. Darn it. Darn it. Should we try out his new Fyra? Sure. Oh. Oh, that was a waste. So don't try Fyra out. Got it. That's cool looking. And look at that damage. Ooh. Okay, so keep that in mind, Brosif. Alright, so as we look through the shops here, Black Mage level 1. Let's go for it. Thundara. So that's pretty, like, OP right there. So now we need another 1,000 to get his hold spell, and then he's got all his level 3 magic. No. Get off that. Ow. And then, you know, if he... Darn it. Okay, good. I wanted to pair those two up, because the thief is a little stronger. Ow. When we go back, if we, you know, if I find that we're getting low on... We'll stop at the end as well. 50 gil. Alright, so where are we at? Let's look. So we're at about 300. Now, where was the marsh cave? I don't see it. It's gotta be that thing at the very bottom. Okay. Oh yeah, I should. Looking at the NES Classic Edition, it was included in the original NES Classic Edition, which I think is like that little emulator box thing you could get. It's pretty cool. I think I actually got it, and I played this game and beat this game on that as well. It was a static 30 games. Yeah, just the original NES version, so that's cool. So we only have one major version to talk about, and then 3 little kind of re-releases that have nothing special. But the one we talk about next, the Pixel Remaster, that's a big deal. That's the one I was very tempted to play instead of this one. Thank goodness that he dodged. Okay, those cobras are what I was worried about, because until I get that spell for her, 100 gil. So we're at about 400. Ow. Yeah, 1 ogre, this is not too bad. What is up with the damage? Why is it so low? I feel like nobody hit that thing well. There we go. There you go, Giga. So the Giga's worm is scary looking, but... Okay, so now we're at about 600. More cobras? You stinker. Good. Nice. Ooh, thank goodness we went before them. Okay, we're at about 700. This is probably after this fight we'll start heading back. Because we're already getting close to... Yeah, these are already getting a little softer. We need 1,000. We need 1,000. Okay, so we're about 900. Alright, so one to two more fights, depending on how... Yeah... Man, I cannot... Okay. Oof. I love it that... Well, first of all, the ogres don't really do anything. They're just sturdy. Shank. There we go. Yeah. Let's see how this goes. Can we one-shot? He can one-shot him. He's doing pretty good with his stuff. Nice. Look at that evasion. Evasion's starting to make a difference now. Yeah. Okay. Take him out. Ow. Yeah, they just can't. They're just not strong enough. I guess the Giga Swarms have... Alright, so that's enough gil. And then after we buy this next item in the shop, we will... Oh, jeez. Oof. Oh, we got preemptive struck. Yeah, that's what happened on that one. So we'll do a little healing after this fight. Come on. So it's not going to be that much of a grind. I mean, right now it's pretty quick. Excuse me. And my white mage has like this basically as much life as the thief. Okay. Alright, so let's do some cure. Yeah, he can use it. She's healing about almost 40. Yeah, that's good. Just the thief had taken a couple good hits. Alright, so level 3 black mage is now going to be good. Yeah, I just feel like Fokara lowering evasion of foes, that's not that cool. I'd rather give him hold. Okay, where are we at? We're at 200, 200, we'll just call it 200. So 800 for till we can start working on hers. All right, so first let's look at this. There's a little guide here for how you should upgrade. It says you'll need the rat's tail when we do the Citadel of Trials, and then we will take it to Bahamut's Cave in the Cardia Islands, and that will allow us to upgrade our people. The best way to level up is to battle in the power. I don't care about that. It's impossible to see every aspect of Final Fantasy I in one playthrough because there are 6 classes to 4. So, like for instance, we did not see the monk and the red mage this time. Yeah, this just tells you some unique weapons. The knight can use Excalibur. The ninja can use katana. The master can use karate, which is his bare hands. The black wizard can use the wizard's staff that can cast confuse. The unique armors are the knight, which has 7 armor parts, none special. The white wizard has the white robe, which casts Invisira, and the black wizard has the black robe casting Blizzara, so then he'll never have to attack again. The white wizard's unique spells that only... There are 12 that only the white wizard can have. Healara, which I'm guessing is heal everybody. Healaga, Curaja, full life. Stona, Null R, Null All, Fear, Dispel, Dia, Diaga, Diaja, and Holy. The Black Wizard have 9 that are unique. Stun, Blind, Stop, Death, Quake, Break, Kill, Flare, and Banish. Cool. So naming the Heroes of Light. I think this is kind of neat. This is, then we'll go back to the game. So they have no preset name. They're just known as the Heroes of Light. However, there are some versions of the game that will allow the option of choosing a name for them based on other people in the series. So, for instance, the warrior or knight. So there is no physical fighter that has no magic whatsoever in this game. In Final Fantasy II, there are some. Gordon and Rickard and Leon. In 4, see, they don't list 3 because I think it's because in 3 you have jobs. I also don't know why they don't list 8. Because they, yeah, so I don't know why 3 and 8 are not picked. Maybe because they're so different. But Cain the Dragoon and Sid the Engineer are these non-magical ones. There's jobs in Final Fantasy V. Final Fantasy VI, Edgar, Cyan, Umaru. In 7, Barrett or Sid. And in Final Fantasy IX, Amarant. The Warrior Knight is a physical fighter that can also heal. In Final Fantasy II, that's Guy. In Final Fantasy IV, that's Cecil. And then that's it. There's nothing else. They don't do that again. They don't really make a paladin going forward. The Thief or Ninja, physical fighter with attack spells, in Final Fantasy II is Layla, Edge the Ninja in 4. The Mystic Knight, Locke, Shadow, and Setzer in 6, Yuffie and Nanaki in 7, Steiner and Freya in 9. The monk or master is a barehanded fighter with no magic. Joseph in 2, Yang in 4, the monk class Sabin Gao in 6. Gao has magic though. And Tifa in 7. Red mages or wizards just all around balanced in 2, Firion and Scott. Edward the Bard in 4, red major bard. Terra, Celis, or Gogo in 6, Cloud in 7. Okay, and Zidane, who's also the main character. So they make those 6 and 7 and 9. They're making the main characters. White magic or wizards is a magician specializing in healing. Minwu in the second one. Rosa and Porum in 4. The white mage class. Kate Sith in 7. Okay, Nun in 6. Aiko and Dagger in 9. And the black wizard is a specialized attacker. Maria in number 2. Rydia and Palom in 4. Black mage, oracle, geomancer, necromancer. Realm and Mog in 6. Vincent in 7. I don't know that I really agree with these. Vivi, sure, in 9. He's just straight up. All right, and then finally a full range magician of all types. They don't have that in 2. They don't have that in this one. Tella and Fusoya in 4. Summoner, blue mages, and time mages. Strago in 6. Aerith in 7. I'd say she's more like a healer. Quina, the blue mage. So basically the blue mage class. That's later. All right, so we'll discuss different party balancing things, which we already kind of looked at after. All right, so now we got to earn... We have all of our black mages level 3. We have all of the available equipment. We are at 200 gold. So let's go grind out 800 more. What's our time sitting at? Good, we still have time. Time for the grind. Yeah, and that's really what this game is going to basically be. We will have instances where we move to new areas, where we move to dungeons. That's another 200, so we're up to 400. And then you're just going to have stretches where you have to grind. And what are we at? I think we're only level 11, yeah. So, I think level 50 used to be the cap. I don't want to go too far when we're only working on these 1000s. It's just too quick. When we work on the... Oh, man. Yeah, I think they have like 100, maybe 110 life. Let's try to figure it out. That was 7. That's 65. So 98. They have more than 98. Well, there you go. That was perfect, because that's 102, so they must have 100 life. That's 400. So I think we're at 800. Yeah, 801. Cool. So just like, that's what I meant. Like, just like that, we're ready to go buy her first magic. This will get us to... Probably get us there. Just about. So we're just like 4 gil shy. So we gotta get one more fight. Oh no, we have 801. No, I'm wrong. I forgot. It's doing this glitch where it doesn't show... Yeah, it doesn't show the true... Like, it'll show whatever last emulated screen I opened up. It's kind of weird. Yeah, sometimes... Oh, and that just wasted my good attack. That's just laziness on my part. I'd rather spam the button than actually, like, strategically pick my guys to attack where it would be good. It's okay. It's not hard enough to where I have to do that. Ooh, okay, Gleeman now is level 12, 30 HP, a strength up, an intelligence up. His luck went up. Glee Khan, 28 HP, extra damage, and extra intelligence, which will help him as a ninja. Luck up. Gleezy, 24 HP, 5 more MP. Intelligence, so she'll heal me more. Luck up. Everybody's gaining luck up, so we're all getting better at running. And Glebo, 2 HP. Poor dude. 17 MP, though. Agility, so he'll be faster and better at dodging. Intelligence, his damage will go up even more. Stamina for toughness, that's good. Got a luck up. Everybody got a luck up. Because we leveled up in honor of that, I'm going to let them all take a little nappy poo, even though it does cost us 100 gold. I don't care. I'm not an optimizer, you know, guys? I'm all about those vibes. They're level 12. They need a night out on the town here. They need to sleep in their 4 separate beds in the same room. Super fun times. Alright, let's see. There's that white mage shop. The weaker white mage shop next to Link's grave. Alright, so we can have more healing. I like it. Damaging the undead. Fire damage. Party heal. Yeah, I think I need all of that. I think Null Blaze has got to get taken out of the picture. While it would be nice against some specific situations, it's not worth a slot. I'd rather be able to give her a damaging spell. Oh, and eventually I could throw Null Blaze on my knight if it came down to it. Alright, so for now though, I want Kira. Cool. Okay. So she now has a more powerful cure spell, which is good. Will it be worth it? I don't know. Alright, so let's take a peek. Whoa. Sometimes that happens. Oh, it's it's the tilde button. Okay. So let's look at the other pixel. Let's open up Pixel Remaster. I want to at least finish this tab today. Okay, so 5 years ago they released the Pixel Remaster Cluster. All right, it was a much better graphic. I think we need to look at Final Fantasy. I think we need to look at what it looks like, just to kind of see image-wise what does it look like in comparison. So this is, for instance, what the graphics look like. I don't particularly love that. Here's some ogres. So it does look cool, you know, but it's not like earth-shattering. You know, it's very similar to what we're doing. It's just a little better on the graphics. The backgrounds look better. But like, look at the Wargwolves. Like, I'm not particularly blown away by what the graphics look like. Compared to what we have. I don't think it's that awesome, to be frank. Unless I'm missing out. That's for Final Fantasy V. That's 6. Yeah, like there's the pirates. It's very similar, so. Okay. They are lifted directly from Final Fantasy V. So you're just using Final Fantasy V sprites. Alright, the bosses were lifted from Dawn of Souls, but they did update that. So they look different. Here's a great example of the comparison between the two. Princess Sarah's hair becomes pink. Fine. And they have made animations for items and spells like from Final Fantasy V. Okay. I feel like ours are fine. There is a CRT filter giving you a retro display. You can adjust your resolution ratios. You can have a mobile version to tap and move. There's localization that's actually matching the localization we're using now, just with some extra languages. There's an auto battle. Okay, sure, but that's whatever, just a tiny pinch of laziness added in. Maps have been introduced for every area. So now you can have maps not just in the world map, but in the dungeons, and it will tell you the chests and items left. So that's cool. And they've slightly tweaked the map. You can now walk behind tall scenery, so kind of like how they do on like Octopath Traveler with that kind of 2.5D. There's diagonal movement, and you can now display someone other than your top character. So these are all real minor changes. All right. The charge system now comes back. So now instead of magic points, you're back to like Final Fantasy VII style charging. I don't like that more. You still can stay to 99. You can now see, instead of a score for accuracy and evasion from 0 to 255, it gives you a percentage. That's fine. Intelligence now affects the damage and health of spells. I don't know if that is what we're dealing with now. The prices are going to match what we're seeing right now, the easy mode. Many of the items are there except for the stat boosting items. You can no longer camp inside the canoe. Petrified people gain XP, so they're not resulted, and they can still be targeted. So basically, petrified is not as much of a death sentence anymore. Sleep is a little bit nerfed as well. So if you hit someone, they can potentially wake up, even if they just were put to sleep. Enemies no longer cycle through their spell list. They just randomly pick. So it's a change in game balance. It allows you to actually plan less, I would imagine. But it could also allow you to get better RNG. So that's a double-edged sword. Elemental attributes are returned, so that matters, I guess. Now enemies can have immunity to status conditions instead of just the elemental stat resistance. For instance, so things can now be immune to sleep, whereas before they would only be immune to like an attack that caused sleep. So now, like for instance, because break is stone, if you have low magic defense, you could petrify them with that spell, but now they would fully be immune. So really, just balancing things. Poison status versus poison damage resistance changes. The 4 fiends become resistant to everything and can't be insta-killed. You can repeatedly fight the Lich. Can no longer dispel bosses, so bosses have been buffed. The morale system is not implemented. So basically, all enemies randomly can flee, which I haven't seen anything like that so far, which is weird. But it also makes the spell Fear do nothing. Okay. Random encounters. It used to be that random encounters were chosen out of a 1 out of 64 value, 8 different formations. In the Pixel remaster, it's now up to 16 different formations. So basically, of a greater variety in the way that the enemy could be set up. And then they get into details. Notably, there is a drastically decreased chance of just fighting one enemy. And it changes where they can find. Tile by tile basis for where the different mobs are found. You can no longer save in towns and dungeons, but we're using an emulator, so that would whatever. So they nerfed saving a little bit. Monster in a box. You have to talk to them to initiate them instead of just walking on their spot. There will always be 4 Pisco demons guarding the crown, which is actually what we're coming up on soon. Okay, so yeah, Cavern of Earth. Just some tweak like Monster in a Box style. Cutscenes, the bridge has been kept, but other ones have been removed. Music has been completely reorchestrated. So that's pretty cool. So if you want to see that, the Pixel Remaster does have better new music. Many of the sound effects have been replaced from the 3D remake. Okay. So we won't hear those. Bestiary, interactive world map. So you can find a specific, so you can now tie the enemies to their specific spot where they're actually found. And all of the bonus content, which we'll have to look at separately, the art gallery, the item collection, the BGM player, they have all been restored, but the extra bonus dungeons are not in the game, which is why I'm playing this version instead of the Pixel Remaster version. All right, so we only have a few others to look at. I'll try to get to today. Okay, so back to 1,000 gold. I think we're pretty broke. Yeah, we have 100 gold. Okay, so we have 2 more spells to learn for her on level 3. And then we're going to start... I think we're going to easily get to those today, maybe more. That was a long one. The other things won't be as quick, won't be as long. Let's see where we are. I want to see where we're... Okay, we got 400 gold. I want to see where we are on time. I'll go a little long today. Yeah, so we have 15... Yeah, so at least around 20 minutes more. I gotta check my... Oh, no. Okay, here's an example where I'm gonna use this spell. Yeah. Because I don't want to get poisoned. Perfect. So 200 gil. We're already at 700. It's great. We'll have it right here. With our level 12 party of dudes. Love that. And if you think about it, like out of a scale of 99, you know, we're 12% through our leveling. But in the past, we would be about a quarter of the way through our leveling in the game. Okay, so we already have enough money for her next magic. Great. Love it. You bozos. Oh, don't do that, bro. Okay. Good. Those guys are annoying. I need to get her level 4 cure heala, whatever it's called. Alright. ASAP. ASAP as possible. We might, like, revert over and get her magic. Alright, I think we'll go heal, so now we can get we can also heal the entire party. So we're at 200 more. Where will be our next spell case? Not up here. So if we wrap around, yeah, so if we wrap around, we have white magic. Yeah. So we'll do the level 4. We'll go right from level 3 and white magic into level 4 magic. All right. Let's look at let's take this off. Okay, so let's look at the next thing, which is picking a party. We're just gonna scan. We actually already kind of skimmed through these. We talked about the different possible party things. We ended up going with the basic balanced party, which I like, an overall 8 out of 10. And you could have also replaced Black Mage with Red Mage, not a big deal. Or you could replace Thief with Monk, not that much of a big deal. They recommend even more going double Warriors. I just didn't want, that was kind of boring to me. Or going double Red Mages, but with the nerf to Red Mages, that's less viable. So double Warriors is only the you lose a little utility to gain, and you have to grind a little more to gain a little bit of help. This would have been not viable with the nerfing and your life. It says overall 10 out of 10. However, your end game options will be limited, and you're going to need like Phoenix Downs. Physical oriented party, so you have a meh build where you go with all 3 attacks and a red mage. Okay. A little better would be if you subbed in. You're basically subbing out your thief for a monk and your black mage for a red mage. Okay, if this is a really good one, they like it. But this is before the nerf to the red mage. But this would be replace your black with a red and do double warrior. So this is a 10 out of 10. Triple warrior with a healer. Monotonous gameplay. But yeah, if you think about it, these 3 people are gonna like never take damage, and then you just have a healer. It's just going to be, yeah, very monotonous. Same thing if you go the red mage route. All 4 warriors is still, yeah, healing will be a major issue during the late game. Grinding out for gear would be hard, but when they became knights, you'd be able to heal some. If you go magic, this is a decent party. You just replace your thief with a red mage. Okay, that's a decent idea. Don't even have a warrior. Just go monk and red mage. Have your red mage be your tank. Or double red mages as your 2 casters. Go all white, all black. Someone's going to have to sit up front. It says, be prepared to restore hundreds of HP after every fight. It isn't suicidal because the white mage, I guess you could have pretty hard. Okay, the 4 of a kind parties. So 4 warriors is strong. It's not hard at all. 4 red mages, not bad. 4 thieves, you'll have no healing, no defense, but you can run and do a lot of damage. 4 monks, it says, is near suicidal. Non-existent defense, you'll take massive amounts of damage. You have to completely use items for healing. But you can just pound stuff. Avoid the class upgrade. Oh. Avoid the strongest level 50 party, as they will have all, by then they will exceed. It's just going to be really hard to get there. I wonder why you don't make them a master. 4 white mages, you can constantly healing, but they're so weak. Yeah, that's going to be terrible. That would be terrible. And 4 black mages, yeah, you can just, yeah, if you can make it past the class change, do 4 cat claws. Yeah, you'll have to grind a lot because otherwise they die in like 2 hits. Okay, the ultimate challenge is to solo the game. Let 3 people die, get them killed in the first battle, never revive them. You have to power grind levels. But you do gain 4 times the XP. The warrior is easy to solo run. And you could heal yourself after. The red mage is the easiest because you're just basically like a little mini party in one. Very difficult for thieving it up. The monk, the hardest solo run, except that you can punch bosses in the face. White mages, long grueling affair. Black mages, that stings. Yeah, unless you got some major like MP. Okay, so this one has a spoiler warning when we get to locations. So we will all right, I didn't look at my money. Oh, I wasted my 2 good hits, but that's okay. All right, I like that we're level 12. And the reading will slow down soon, too. Okay, we got 400 gold off that. So we're sitting already at 600. See, that's just good. That's just good money right there. The grind is really does not take a long time. When you one Cobra, watch him poison me. You sick puppy. Okay, so that's 50. So we're at 650, I guess. A hammer to the face, you ogre. Oh yeah, how about that critical hit? Yes. What? I don't think I was under 100. I think that's fake. Alright, nice. Okay, so we're at like 850. I don't know. I don't know if this is gonna give us 150 gold. I suspect not. But at least we can all shank a bunch of wolves. You know, that's what life's all about. Although she failed at her wolf shanking duties, she is now the weakest one, now that he has a little dagger. Yeah, she needs a new weapon. No, so we still need 100 gold. Honestly, she hasn't... He hasn't, I was gonna say, that's over 100 right there. I don't know what I was gonna say. Oh, he hasn't had to use a lot of magic. There's really just not a lot of situations where I care. The team at level 12 is getting pretty strong even for this area. I really am enjoying playing this series. It's a fun... There's something that different about it. You know what it is. I was gonna say, there's something different about it compared to... Well, it's the fact that it's not an MMORPG. So everything I know, I can do myself. However, that will change. There are 2 MMO versions. Oh, I didn't want to do that. That was an accident. So... Oh, my warrior is jumping up into the beginning. I'm glad that they tag teamed that goblin in the back. Good RNG there. Oh yeah, just shank a goblin guard by yourself. That's right, my dirty little black mage. Glebo. I'm 100% naming my people stuff like that when I do my playthrough of WoW. Alright. Back to the white mage. This should be our last white mage spell of this level. Diara, so now she can heal hurt undead. Perfect. So now we need to grind out 2,500. Okay, let's also look at this. There is a PS4 version and Switch version that came out in 2023, which did allow you to add a little mod that would alter the rate at which you gain experience in Guild, either setting it anywhere from 0% to quadruple, so just eliminating grinding. You can also disable random battles, so this is just run through the game, have fun, experience it as a story. You can also pick some new music, and there are new fonts that you can have. Cool. Alright. Alrighty. These are some wargy style fights. Nice. Getting strong. So, today we will have we've accomplished a lot. We still need a pretty... The bulk of the grind is still ahead of us. The reading will slow down next time, because we're about to finish. We're getting close to a lot of these things being done. I think maybe we can go at least one of the spells. Maybe two. This one's just annoying. Like, when it's this many, it's just the quantity, but they're also weak. Now we can start ranging far afield, though. Actually, I want to go explore that little Earth Shriney area. I think we should be able to probably kill everything we see here. Unless I get bad RNG on the Black Mage's Dagger. I mean, we're crushing all these mobs now. Okay, we're at 500 gil. At about 1,000, I'll look at the next thing. I want to go see... Yeah, see, I don't see anything right there that we can go into. I want to go check that hole, and I'm going to save state it before we go in. Oh, you know what? I don't want to go too far afield. Ah, screw it. I'll just hope that we get lucky and we don't fight too many cobras. Famous last words. Because they have the poison chance there. We are getting lucky and not letting them strike. There we go. These guys were good. That's not that many. So I'm gonna let her... Oh yeah, they're not that strong either. But if we fight like a big pack of them... Oh. Oh, he got paralyzed. Wake up, son. Okay. Yeah, the gold's good. 350 on that? Okay. Oh, let me do a real save. Why not? Memory stick. Okay. Alright, let's look at also this next... So just looking at locations, I don't want to really go in... we'll just see where they are. So there's Cornelia, which we've already done. Provoca, the city to the east. Matoya's Cave, we've already visited. We visited Elfheim, aka Elfland. Mount Duergar is in the northernmost port of the Inner Sea. Okay. So we can go there soon. Melmond is west of that place, and that will take us close to the Terra Cave. The Sage's Cave is, I guess, where we'll find the Sage. Crescent Lake comes out after that. There's the Cardia Isles, a place called Gaia, Onrak, a desert caravan. Cool. Lufenia. Or Lufine, which is maybe one of the last cities near the air place. The dungeons are called the Temple of Chaos, the Marsh Cave, which is what our next dungeon is going to be. The Western Keep. It's not really a cave. We've already been there. The Titan's Cave, the Terra Cave, Mount Gulg, the Ice Cavern, the Citadel of Trials, the Waterfall Cave, the Sunken Shrine, the Tower of Mirage. This will bring back some memories. The Flying Fortress, aka Sky... See, they have different names. Sky Castle. And the past version of the Temple of Chaos. There's also the Inner Sea and the Lycian Desert, or the Ryukon Desert. Yeah, we don't really need to read about these. For instance, the desert does say, legends say an ancient race buried one of their technological marvels here. That's alluding to the airship. All right, so we will look at weapon types and weapon lists and all that junk. We're not going to do a deep dive into this stuff, but we'll look at that on the next episode. I don't feel like breaking into that right now. So for our next couple stops here, we'll look at the final versions. All right, I want to do a save state. So I want to find out what is this thing. Oh, that's the marsh cave. Perfect. So that is the marsh cave. Awesome. So let's try to at least gain one spell. So then we'll have 12,000... We were ambushed. We'll have 12,500 gil to grind next time. Which is... We grinded out 6,000 for their spells, plus 2,500 more, so 8,500, plus probably a pinch more. So that's about where we did on the grinding today. It just wasn't... oh, right off the bat. We just stopped for a lot of reading. And there's still some reading to do, don't get me wrong. But a big chunk of that'll go away. Where are we at? Okay, we can just under 1,300. So about halfway. That's the most annoying one because I have to keep going back there. So I guess in the Pixel Remaster, there's more variations in this fight setups. I'm waiting till our guys drop a little lower before I... Man, look at the life on these stupid... My guys are all above 200, except for Glebo's at 85, 83. Ridiculous. Oh, I blocked it. I think that's the first time I've used that shield. I've just been using it as a, like, accessory to do my makeup in the morning. Gleeman, 5 more HP. Strength, so he's even tougher. He's faster. And, oh no, strength is damage. And he's tougher. Gleekon, 3 HP. That's it. Gleezy, 4 HP and 17 MP. That's good. And her strength went up. So she does a little more damage. She needed it. Her intelligence increased. Her luck, she's better at running. And old Glebo, 25 HP. Finally, he heard me. And 18 MP. And his luck, he's better at running. So that's good. Okay, so we're at 1,500. So we'll earn about 1,000 more. And then, and we're level 13, so that's good. So not as much, you know, leveling up as we've been doing, but not nothing. And I'll earn another 100 so we can stay at the end too. They deserve it for being level 13. So we need to earn 2,600. Okay, so we need 900 more. So this will be another 200. So after this fight, we will need 700 more. Perfect. Not too shabby. These woods aren't really that bad. It's not a bad spot to grind. Whoops. Yeah, I'm looking forward to when we start getting some of these cooler items that'll allow us to... Now we're starting to get strong enough that maybe I could try and just throw one of my people. I'm gonna see how much Cura heals. I'm gonna use that after this fight. Because Gleezy's a little bit below on her life. Nice dodge. Dodging's the best. Alright, so we need... about a little more than 400. Okay. It costs 10, so it costs more than triple the amount. And it heals... That healed about 110. So... It's about the same. Like, magic point per HP. So, now we know if we're a little bit more than 100 in the hole, we can use that. Oh good, we get a preemptive strike. So anyone other than Glebo can now capitalize on Cura but Glebo's in it is a weakling. So even at full life, even at like 1 HP, he wouldn't barely be worth using a Cura on. Yeah, shank him with that little knife. That's pretty good. Alright, we're pretty much there. We need 200. Let's take a look. I do want to at least finish this up today. So there are 2 versions left that we are going to cover. We'll do one now and then one at the very end of the episode. The Xbox Series XS and the Microsoft Store on PC a year ago released all 6 games with the same versions as this PS4 version. That's it. You can buy it as a bundle or you can buy it as one. The only thing that's additional is that it's 60 frames per second and it's optimized for Xbox. Nothing. So Xbox basically, there was probably, PlayStation does this a lot where you'll have like limited time exclusives. So PlayStation probably bought the package on a deal, you know, with where for 1 year they'd gain exclusive access, and then Microsoft gets it after a year. Common in the game, common in the biz. Perfect. So, nothing at all. Not even really worth noting. Just a re-release of another version. So the only thing that really matters for us is when we're all done, when we look at one of the other bundles later on, we will come back and look at, like, you know, the art gallery and stuff like that. I think we're good. Yeah. So let's go to the town. We don't even need to heal. Okay, so we can use our inn, and this is going to be setting us up for next time. Okay, our level 13 squad. Pretty good. Ready to roll. And level 50 is like enough to beat the game, but you can go up to 99 now because I think we're going to need that when we're doing like those end game dungeons. I think they're crazy. I don't know that I'm going to like grind out everything needed, but... Alright, so the number 1 most important spell we have to buy. Oops, wrong shop. Is that one that gets poison off of us, because then I can go out in the world. I can fight those things without having my butthole clench up. So, yeah, there's Poisana, which for sure. Fear makes them run. That's so dumb. Null Frost, absolutely, she'll have that instead. And Silence, she wouldn't be able to cast it on herself, but she could cast it on others. So I guess... yeah, it's not even a contest. Poisana, she needs that. Fear is worthless already. So I would say between Null Frost, I guess I'll get Vox first for her, and then Null Frost. It's really not a big deal. Alright, so we got a save state here. And yeah, let's look at our last little part, and we're done. You could buy from the Apple Arcade Final Fantasy Plus. That was early, at the beginning of this year, so just under a year ago. All of the Pixel Remaster updates were put on here. It has a higher iOS requirement. The app icon is revised, inverting it. Modifications have been made to support the game as a service. I don't know what that means. Maybe like, because that would mean it would be able to be updated, but also I'm guessing maybe it's like coming from a server instead of downloading fully on your phone. Apple Arcade bumper screen, so like maybe you could pull that over from the side. A little bit extra music, new typeface has been added. And you could use the AR headset with it. So that's it. You could play the game. Final Fantasy 1, you could immerse yourself in that world. So now we've looked at every version of Final Fantasy 1. If you look at some of my spreadsheet here, there are some bundles that we'll talk about. When we get to these gray ones that are the bundles, anyone that has Final Fantasy 1, we now don't have to really talk about. But when we get to key things like the art gallery and stuff like that, we'll actually spend some time on an episode reviewing those down the line. We have a while off of that, though, because after we play this version, we're going to be doing all of the same thing once we beat this game with Final Fantasy 2. Upcoming on some of the upcoming episodes, we still have to review the weapons, the armor, the items and key items, and the different magic, white, black, and red mage spells. So we will go into deeper dives with those, but that's all we also really have to do, other than perhaps looking at the appendices for enemies and bosses and NPCs and stuff like that. We could actually look at some of those over the next few episodes, although it'll be much less. We'll just kind of keep this up on the side. All right, everyone. I appreciate you for joining me today. Thank you so much for watching, listening, and tuning in. I hope that you liked this episode of Lore of Final Fantasy. I'm having a blast making it, and I'll see you guys on the next one, because now this one's in the pipe 5x5.